Do you want to help strengthen this channel? It's easy. When making your purchases, use the provided links in the description of which we are affiliates. Every small gesture is very valuable to us.
First of all, you must understand what is inside, okay, and what is outside. If you do not understand what is inside and outside, then you will go to all the wrong places. Now, what is inside? Your body, accumulated over a period of time, yes or no? Hello? No? What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. Is that much clear? Whatever it may be. What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. So this body is an accumulation. What you call as my mind, the whole content of the mind is accumulated depending upon what you're exposed to in your life. So your body is a heap of food, small or big. Your mind is a heap of impressions, again small or big. Between these two heaps, where the hell are you? So, inside, outside, leave these words because when it comes to language, there is only that much leeway. So within that, maybe different people are trying to use it in different ways. We don't know in what context they used. You put everybody into one bundle and say, all of you said this, I don't know who these all people are. Different people employed different methods around them, looking at the people around them, what was best suitable for the people around them, accordingly they would have worked most probably. If they're genuine, they would have worked with the people around them, not with concepts from somewhere. Looking at an individual person, you will do something, what works for that person. What you do with this person may not work for another person, you will have to do something else with that person. But you're talking about a generic inward-outward. So first determine what is inward-outward. Everything is outward right now. The world is outside, body is also external material, all the material in the mind also is external. So what is this inward you're talking about? Then you will immediately say, Atma, Paramatma, soul, this one. Now you're going into belief system. You don't know. You know you have a body, yes? Hello? Yes. Please check your neighbors. You know you have a body. You believe you have a mind. But to some extent you know. But rest is belief. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm not questioning whether it's true or false, let's not go there at all. But it's belief, it's not yet in your experience. If you talk about something which is not yet in your experience, to put it bluntly, you're just a bloody liar. That's what it means. But because lies are holy, lies are written in scriptures, lies are repeated by all kinds of people who are dressed in different ways which are supposed to be holy though ridiculous. Because of this, you're not supposed to question these words. Anywhere you go, first thing is people say, Sadhguru, what about the soul? Then ask them, which soul, right or left? So, let's not talk about something that is not in your experience. Right now, your body is in your experience to some extent, your mind is in your experience to some extent, rest you don't know. But we can infer. If I have to accumulate this much body, if I have to accumulate this much mind, something more fundamental must be there. Yes? Something more fundamental must be there. We don't know what the hell it is. For now, we will call it you. How you will go into yourself? I'm asking. You can go into this hall, you can go out of this hall. How will you go into yourself, I'm asking? Saying, let's leave this is not the way. You do this way. What is not you, all those things you keep it aside. Before today, before you go to bed, everything that's not you, keep it aside. They may be precious to you. You think about it, your house, is it you? Oh, my house. All right, you have lots of passion about it, but all right, keep it aside. Your husband, is it you? No, that's easy, he's not me. My children, are they me? Oh, little difficulty, but no, they're not me. They're beginning to tell you, if they're 12, they've already told you. So the clothes that you wear, is that you? No. The body that you wear, is that you? No. All these thoughts and emotion, is this you? No. Everything that's not you, keep it in one heap. Not physically, just do this mentally. Keep everything aside. Let me see. Every day you practice this, one day when you successfully keep everything aside that you are not, what you are will be there. We have too many ideas about things that we have not seen. It's a big problem. Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia. Can I?
Yes.
Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia Industries to find a job, So they were looking for a really smart, far-seeing sales manager. So they asked him one question, which is further, Mumbai or moon? Shankaran Pillai thought. He said, Mumbai. He said, what? Mumbai is further than the moon? He said, yes. How? Well, I can see the moon, I can't see Mumbai. So what I'm saying is, if you go by your present perception, you'll get all the wrong conclusions. So don't be in a rush to make conclusions. Let's pay a little more attention. You are a worthwhile life which deserves some attention, isn't it? Don't seek other people's attention. Your own attention, doesn't this life deserve attention? Pay attention to this. Enough attention, everything will be clear. Everything about you, you're asking me, if I tell you what you have some more words. Some more words you have, that will not get you anywhere near the truth. One more word or 10 more words doesn't get you any closer to reality, just you'll have more things to say to somebody else. This kind of hearsay is spreading in the world. Everybody knows where God is, who his wife is, how many children he has, when is his birthday, his address. In every bhajan, people are singing his address, where he is and how to get him, but they don't know a damn thing about themselves. This kind of, a very knowledgeable ignorance is dangerous, you know. If you do not know, it's not a problem. If I say I do not know, the possibility of knowing is always there, isn't it? If I do not know and I think I know, then I've destroyed all possibilities. So, we have arrived at many things. We know, in every culture they know what is the nature of God, where he resides, how the ambience is there and the works, you know. Everybody knows the geography of the heaven, isn't it, don't you? But you don't know a damn thing about yourself. It's time we paid attention, because everything you know it only the way it's projected in the firmament of your mind. You don't know anything any other way, yes or no? So, what you need to fix is, you are seeing everything in a mirror of your mind, and the mirror is wonky. First fix it. First thing is to make it stable, flat, proper plane mirror, so that you see everything the way it is. Does a plane mirror show you everything the way it is? Everything reverse, you know. Then you will have to flip it, that'll take much more skill. Most people can't flip a dosa. Now, to flip the whole universe, the whole life that is reflecting in your mind, to flip it over without shattering it into pieces will take much more, but the first thing is to level out the mirror so that it shows you everything the way it is, not some other way. Right now, everything is seen depending upon how you're identified with something. Every identity has distorted the mirror of your mind, and it shows you things in completely different way than the way it is. First thing is stop talking about things that you do not know. No soul, no Atman, no Paramatman, no God, no divine, no heaven. Talk about something that you know, and then the longing to take the next step will become strong. Otherwise, when you know the geography of the heaven, what is the need to pay attention to anything?
These days, no ships go on crash in Bermuda Triangle. It's a difficult to navigate place. There was a documentary on the news channel showing how difficult it is to navigate the Bosphorus. The water body between two parts of Istanbul in Turkey is called Bosphorus. So, it's a difficult place to navigate. There are 8 radar stations which help the ships through these days. Earlier, many ships used to crash into something or the other. Now there are 8 radar stations guiding them through because it's a little complicated. It's like there'll be some road bends where every other day there'll be an accident. People will immediately say, there is some ghost waiting here causing accidents, gathering more ghosts. Bangalore-Mysore road, there was Kengeri. Every month, at least 3 to 5 people would die on this corner. It's just an upcoming road like this, it's a climb, sharp bend, it's a railway track below, a sharp bend like this, and it goes off this way. People come and every day crash into this culvert. Boards, dangerous, accident spot. Reading that, they think they must cause an accident. I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of people have gotten killed on this bend. It was famous. I had a record of doing Mysore-Bangalore in 1 hour 34 minutes on my motorcycle. Roads were not like how it is today. I came one day full blast and I tried to take the corner. I almost went into the culvert. Then I stopped, I went back and looked. The simple thing, it's not something that you have to look, but this damn road is so deceptive. It seems to be a sharp climb, so you always throttle up much more than you should. And when a road turns like this, the road should be engineered this way, but it's slightly engineered this way. It's just so deceptive. I mean, these are things that you normally know, it's not some rocket science. But this particular road, because of the way it is, the trees behind, the railway track, the way it falls off, and the way this side is, all this together creates a certain visual thing. I almost went that day. Then I spent half an hour walking up on that road, up and down that road, wanting to know why the hell I went out of control. And I figured that these are the things that are happening. Today they made the highway and they removed that bend and straightened it out, nobody dies in Kengeri, the ghosts have left. So similarly, Bermuda Triangle is just a difficult place to navigate. Because it's an old volcanic spot, there are spears underneath, like small peaks underneath the sea. One should know and navigate. This keeps happening around the Italian coast also, because some places are not easy to navigate and negotiate. It takes a certain skill. And today, these things have come down dramatically. Nobody goes and disappears into Bermuda Triangle because every ship has gadgets and gadgets which show everything. There are sonar readers, there are radars and radio altimeters and everything which shows you a million things. So people don't crash anymore. When captains of the ship were taking the ships into these kind of situations with only their visual and their own sensory capabilities, there was every chance for this to happen. So, people are always looking for intrigue. This is not a bad thing because these are all aspiring, what to say, aspiring students of mysticism, because they didn't find a way, they invented something. Instead of discovering something, they invented something. So you don't invent anything. The important thing is you discover something. Discovery means it's about truth. Invention means you made it up. Don't make up anything. It's important to open the doors in the existence, not to imagine something. At least you can't blame him for the population.
Sadhguru, I'm coming to something very important. There is a theory…
I thought population was very important
No.
too.
There is a theory that Shiva is alien. My favorite director, Christopher Nolan, made this film, Interstellar, which is one of my favorite films, where they are constantly referring to certain beings as they. They are communicating, they are talking to us, they are doing this, but they never really clarified who they were. Like, were they aliens, were they gods, who they were? And Sadhguru, like this, I think I felt it in, like when any creative idea comes to me, it has absolutely no intellectual grounds where I can go back and track it down. It's literally like a mail dropped in my head. It seems like it's from an outside space.
This is not a confession.
I know it's a confession, but Sadhguru, is it that we are being operated by an external, like sort of outside beings? Is it that?
Well, people who have no faith in human intelligence are looking up that intelligence will come from somewhere else. What we need to understand is, see, there are certain things which are very significant things in this country which unfortunately this present generation has completely forgotten or very few people are reminded, and the rest of the world, some places they recognize, rest of the places it's not there. What the thing is just this, here we consider things like this. For example, in yoga, we call your spine the center of the universe, we call it Merudanda. That means it's the axis of the universe. What is a universe? Please understand this. Today scientists are admitting it is an endless universe. Forever we've been saying it's an ever-expanding universe. So we said your spine is the axis of the universe. That sounds ridiculous. Even without putting any load, most people's backs are hurting badly. They can't even walk or run or do anything. If this becomes the axis of the universe, what will happen? Why we are saying this is, see, you know there is a universe or you think there is a universe only by your experience, isn't it so? If you did not experience, if you could not see this, if you could not see like this and feel like this, you wouldn't know there is a universe. Only because of your experience there is a universe. And the center where your experience is being transmitted is through your spine. If we cut a few wires in your spine, you will have no experience even of the body, forget about the universe. So because your ability to experience the universe is rooted and centered in your spine, we are calling your spine as the axis of the universe. Suppose this hall, see now we know the boundaries of this hall. Now we can debate whether this is the center of this hall or that is the center of this hall. Suppose there are no boundaries to this hall. How would you decide which is the center of this hall? Where you are is the center of the hall, isn't it? From this basis, we developed a whole possibility for a human being, how not just to believe these things, but to make it into your living experience. It is from this the word yoga came, that the inclusiveness happens not because I tell you, oh, I love you love me and all this stuff. Inclusiveness happens simply because you obliterate the boundaries of your individuality. Not because I love you love me, I hug you hug me, so because we are inclusive, no. All that will last for some time, tomorrow if they do something that you don't like, it'll be finished. But you obliterate the boundaries of your individual nature, including your body, that you know how to sit here without being identified with the boundaries of who you are. Your physical structure, your mental structure, your emotional structure has a boundary. It may be large or small. No, I'm not talking about the body being large. It may be large or small, but it has a boundary. But there are dimensions which have no boundary. What doesn't have a boundary is non-physical in nature. So our focus has always been on that dimension, which is non-physical. That is why Shiva became the most important thing, because Shiva means that which is not, that which is non-physical. Now is he the yogi that we're talking about, is he a human being, did he come from somewhere else? See, there are things, as you said, there is no parentage. When you talk about Shiva, there is no parentage, there's no place of birth, nobody saw him as a young boy to grow up. All the time when we saw him, he was about the same age. And we don't know where he died, such a significant human being, even in those times, if he died somewhere, they should have built a temple, they should have built some kind of a monument for him. Nothing like that happened. So there is no birth, there is no death, there is no parentage, there is no siblings, there is no anything to prove that he was here. Does it mean to say we can assume he came from somewhere? Not necessarily. But in many of the… if you look at the lore, it's very common to refer to Shiva as Yaksha Swarupa. This means, Yakshas means always those kind of beings which are not human, but who supposed to have existed in the natural environment in this planet, in the forests and other things. Whatever we were referring to, some kind of beings or creatures or whatever you want to call them, who are not human in nature. So many times in the lore, you will see any number of songs and other things talking about Shiva as a Yaksha Swarupa. So there are many things which point, but there is no specific proof that he came from elsewhere. That's because you don't have the right color of the skin. And I've been talking about this for 40 years, all right? And I have seen hundreds and thousands of people who just become healthy and well simply because they're not fueling up all the time when the tank is filling. In the yoga center, everybody eats at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 7 o'clock in the evening. Our lives are very physically active. There are no automobiles inside the ashram, it's a large place. Everybody either walks or cycles. Even if you have to go to the dining hall, it's a kilometer. If you want to go to your workplace, it's half a kilometer, 1 kilometer, like this. All the time, people are physically active. So everybody is very hungry. By the time it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening, they're extremely hungry. But we learn to live with that because hunger… empty stomach and hunger are two different things. Hunger means your energy levels start dropping. But empty stomach is a good thing. In the yogic sciences, today modern science also is coming in line with this. But what we know by our experience, you will spend $1 billion to come there. Because research is all about how many $1 million, that's how it is. Your body and your brain works at its best only when your stomach is empty. So we always make sure we eat in such a way, how much ever we eat, our stomach must be always empty within 2 to 2.5 hours' time maximum. So we go to bed hungry always. People think they cannot sleep. They can sleep. On an average, for 25 years on an average, I slept only 2.5 to 3 hours. These days I'm getting little lazy and sleeping anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5 hours in spite of the level of travel that I have. When I say level of travel, if I say my level of travel in the next few days, you will fall off your chair. Yes? Should I tell you? No, not necessarily. Because in the next 10 days, I'm in 5 different countries doing I don't know how many events, all kinds of events. So, you are able to keep this up simply because you don't overeat. It's very, very important. Everybody eats 2 meals. I generally eat only 1 meal, 4:35 in the evening, because I don't like to sit in front of the plate and worry about how much to eat. I like to eat well. So, 4:35 in the evening, if I eat a meal, it's only next day. Is this enough? Am I looking okay? Hello? I'm not looking like your patient, isn't it? I'm not going to come to you because any correction and purification that needs to happen in the body, your stomach needs to be empty. It's very, very important. Otherwise, the purification on the cellular level will not happen. You pile up things and then you have all kinds of problems. The first thing is inertia in the body. Inertia means there are many levels of inertia. If you don't notice all that, the amount of sleep that you have is inertia. All of you have come here to live or… Hello? To live, right? Not here, I'm saying into this life. You want to live or… The intention of life is to live, isn't it? But because you talked about American doctors, this is all being picked up here also. All American doctors say minimum 7 to 8 hours you must sleep. So that means 1/3 of your life you must sleep. Another 2-3 hours, 4 hours goes in bath, toilet, eating, this, you know. So literally 50% of your life is just maintenance. Suppose you have a vehicle, you have a motorcycle or a car, if it goes to service 1 day in a month, all right to keep it. If it goes to service 15 days in a month, this is a nuisance, isn't it so? Most people have made their systems into a nuisance because their own body is a big impediment in their life. Anything they want to do, their body will not allow them to do. So in this there are many aspects. One important aspect is people are eating much more than what they should eat. Simply because they have been told, you must eat more, otherwise you will become weak, this, that. No, it is the way you keep your body. Today everybody is trying to work towards a fuel-efficient car, motorcycle, everything. This means what? If the machine runs smoothly, it'll consume less fuel, isn't it? So if you sit here and you are very much at ease, now it'll consume less fuel. If you like this all the time, then it'll consume more fuel, it'll want you to eat. Compulsiveness will come about this. So, this new name, intermittent eating you should see, in United States, people come to our programs will run 10 hours, 12 hours. So, but they will come with some biscuit and something else. They say, I have sugar intolerance, I have to eat. I tell them, you just be here, you're not going to die, I'll ensure, because I don't want anybody dead on my hands, all right? I'll make sure. You first day, no, I have to eat. By third day, they gave up all that. 12 hours without food they sat there, they're perfectly fine. See, health is not something you can do from outside. Health is something you have to do from within. From outside, when something goes wrong, you can seek some help. But all the time something is wrong with you, this means what? You're a faulty machine. Yes? All the time something is wrong with you, why? That's not how this is designed. This is designed for health. Every cell in your body is designed to create health, isn't it? They're all working hard to create health, except you. So, minimum 8 hours gap is what is recommended in yoga. Between one meal and the next meal, there must be an 8-hour space. If you do this, you will see half your problems of health, whatever you have health problems, minimum 50% will go away in 6 weeks' time. If you do certain other things which may right now seem little extreme to you, if you have a little yogic practice, something meditative within you, then you will see 90% of your problem will go off. 10% if it still persists, we can treat it. Now, it's become like this, the healthcare systems, especially where there is heavy insurance policies. People are eating and drinking all kinds of rubbish, go to the doctor and say, fix me. This is not how it works. She said, I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house? Gautama said, if she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there. Then people saw, see, he's gone. Gautama, the Buddha, with a large group of his disciples who was continuously traveling, made a rule that during the monsoon season, those 2.5 months, you can stay in the same place. The rule for the sannyasis or the monks who were with him is you should never stay in any place for more than 2 days. Normally, the monks were sheltered in many homes. So this rule he passed, more than 2 nights you don't stay in one house, because it will be too much of a burden for the host. They are housing 10 people, you don't stay there for a month. 2 days, it should have been 1 day. 2, because you have walked a long distance and come. Bit of recovery time. But during the monsoon season, he said, up to 2 to 2.5 months you can stay in one place, because walking through the jungles of that region during the monsoon season would be treacherous and many would lose their lives. So this is a time like that. They stayed in a large town and they were spread across in many homes. The monks went out to get their alms from the people. Ananda or Ananda Tirtha, as he was known, who happened to be Gautama's elder brother before his monkhood, went out and there was a courtesan or a prostitute in the town. She gave him alms, looked at him, a handsome young man, tall and straight. She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Another said, "I have no issue, but I must ask the Buddha as to where I should stay." Then she became really taunting. She said, "Oh, you're going to ask your guru? Go and ask him, let's see what he says." So Ananda brought what he had collected for the day. Gautama was sitting, he came and placed it at his feet, and everybody is supposed to find food and shelter wherever they go. Ananda asked, "Like this lady is inviting me, can I stay there?" Gautama said, "If she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there." The townspeople who were sitting here, they said, "What? A monk is going to go and stay in a prostitute's home? This is it." This spiritual process has become corrupt. Gautama looked at them and said, "Why are you so worried? The lady is inviting him. Let him stay, what is the problem?" They all started getting up and started shouting. He said, "Wait, I am on this path because I see this is the most powerful way to live. Now you're telling me her ways are more powerful than my ways. If that is the truth, I will also go and join her. I'm here because I see this is the most precious and powerful way to exist. If you think her ways are better than mine, I should also go and join. Because if you're a true seeker, that's how it should be. If you found something much higher, you go for that." Then people shouted and many of them, of course, leave. Then Ananda went and stayed with her. Monsoon time, because of rains it gets cold, monk is wearing a thin habit. So she gave him a nice silk wrap. He covered himself. Then people saw, "See, he's gone." She made nice cooking and gave it to him, he ate. Then in the evening she danced for him. He sat, watching very carefully, with utmost attention. Then when they heard the music, this is it, finished. Things went on. When the time was up, when the rain stopped, when it's time to move, Ananda came to Gautama along with a female monk. So, the power of being on the path of truth has been there, but has been many times at its height, but never got mainstreamed. I see that today, because of our ability to communicate, because of the tools of technology, the natural longing, the innate longing in a human being to find truth. This is not a thought thing. This is not something that been taught to people that you must seek truth. It is natural for human intelligence to seek what is highest. If you are given an option, any human being, given an option, either to be here or there, he will always say, I want to be there. Right now he may be caught up here, but aspiration is to go to whatever is the highest. It is just that we have to show him that there are better highs than getting drunk, there are better highs than drugs, there are better highs than being caught up in social drama, there are better highs than being better than someone else. We just have to show it to him, we have to make him understand there is a better high. Forever, many sages, saints, yogis, gurus have been doing this, but as I said, they were gentle people. They didn't have a voice like me. They didn't have a microphone. They didn't have tools with which they could speak to somebody there. They could only speak to people here. In spite of that, they did tremendous things. For their times, many of them did tremendous things out of sheer grace and energy. Millions of people around them, they transformed. Millions of people around them, they put them on the path of truth, on the power of truth. But a time has come where our ability to communicate is such, we can make truth slip through every door. We can make truth knock on everybody's minds and hearts. Never before this was possible. Technology has rendered us to this place. I feel this is the best age ever to make truth mainstream, to be truthful, to aspire for truth, to seek truth, the main force on the planet, because we have tools that nobody ever had.
This is a quality that you will need. Your body says, enough, I've had it. But you're adamant. This is Hatha Yoga. Your mind says, I give up, I can't do this anymore. But you are adamant, you simply do it. So Hatha Yoga is about creating a body which will not be a hurdle in one's life. It will become a stepping stone, but not a hurdle, not a roadblock in one's progress of blossoming into his ultimate possibility. So simple tips. I am not known for giving tips. Bad reputation I have, but simple tips. In the yogic culture, a shower, there was no shower. Bath always meant dip in the river. You always went to the river, dipped, come out and do it. If you do this, your muscles will be good. So, an alternate way of doing it is, Usually in our homes, the pail that we use to pour water is this big. At least it has 4 liters of water. If you do this, the whole body, that's it, always… I'm not going to insist on this for the ladies, your hairstyles and everything, but always a bath means the first pail of water is on your head, always. Putting cold water on your body will shift the heat into your brain very rapidly. It should not happen. So this is why those who don't want to wet their hair, at least should take a little bit of cold water and put it… there's a point here, in line with your ears, here. At that point, you put little cold water, immediately you will see a certain cooling happens in the head region. After that, you can have bath with just the body. But otherwise, you always… the first pail of water is over your head, not on your body. So what you do is, you fill the bucket and that's the best way to do it in the morning. The body should be immersed in water, that you're trying to create a simulated dip in the river, okay? At the same time, the whole body should be… at least the skin should be covered in water at the same time, not like this, like this, If you pour water, the whole body… the body should think you're taking it for a dip. So, if you pour like this, there is a certain coolness in the system and muscles become very flexible. Shower can do it too. If the shower is forceful enough, or at least if the volume of water is good enough, shower can easily do that. It's always best that we use water which is little cooler than the room temperature. Just a certain volume of water to flow over you, or to be immersed in a water which is cooler than room temperature. Because if this happens, one thing that happens on the surface is the cells, the epithelial cells will contract. When they contract, they open up all the pores. The pores between the cells will open up. The cells themselves have pores. We don't want that to open. That will open if you put it in warm water. If you dip your body in a hot water tub, the cells will open up and take in water. That is not always a good thing to do. You put the body in cold water, the cells will contract. The in-between spaces will open, and that's important for practicing yoga. Because we want the cellular structure of the body to be charged with a different dimension of energy. If the cells contracts and it allows space and then you practice your yoga, then the cellular structure in the body is charged. Why one person seems to be far more alive than the other is essentially because of this. And once your cellular structure is charged with energy, it will remain youthful for a very, very long time. When people are thinking, why the old bugger is still not dead, you still feeling like you're 25. Hatha yoga is a way to frustrate the world also. So, water which is cooler than the room temperature. In India, it is… in South India at least, it's not so much of a problem. The water is always in that temperature, ideal place. But if you're in a colder country, if you're in a temperate climate, the water may be too cold. That is not good. The water must be, let's say, within 5 to 8 degrees centigrade lower than the room temperature, not more than that. So if you have a tendency to catch cold initially, first couple of weeks, you put a spoon of eucalyptus oil in the water, cold water, and pour it over you. You will see your cold will go away, not because of the eucalyptus oil, just because of the cold water. If you have an infection and something else where excess mucus is being generated, that needs to be treated differently. But as I said, the water should be just somewhere 5 to 8 degrees below room temperature, not an excessively cold water, no.
If there's any kind of interaction, any kind of mingling and mixing of whatever kind, if you're in a crowd for too long, when you go home, first thing is shower. You must do this. If it takes 3, 4, 5 showers in a day, it doesn't matter. For a sadhaka, it's good to shower many times a day. You shouldn't overdo it. But there were times when I used to shower minimum 5 to 7 times a day. Now it's come down to maybe 2 definitely, sometimes 3. 2 is a must for you. More is good. Any kind of physical contact happens with somebody, a period of more than let's say 6 minutes, if you're even holding somebody's hand, before you do yoga, it's best that you have a shower. This is not a cleansing thing. We are not trying to clean the body, that's not the point. It's not because somebody is impure, you're trying to clean your body. Yoga is a way of organizing your energies into an individual. So if any kind of transaction happened too much, if I come and sit in a program, I'm not even physically touching anybody, if I sit in a program for 2-3 hours, first thing is shower. Because just the interaction creates a certain amount of the integrity of your energy becomes little loose. So at any time, first thing when you go home, shower. Shower need not mean soap, shampoo, this, that. A bucket full of water, boom. Just water flowing over, it purifies. How does water purify without washing and scrubbing? Not like that. You know, in nuclear reactors, they're using certain metals, particularly metals like titanium and even platinum and few other things. If they want to purify these metals, they want metals in the purest form. In the normal laboratory process, they can only purify to a certain point, beyond that they're not able to purify. So what they do is, you make a rod of this metal and make another ring. Just move it up and down without touching. Just do this. You will see the metals will get purified. So 72% of your body is water. You just throw water over this, there is a certain purification. Not about washing the dirt on your skin, that is anyway there, that's a different thing. But a certain purification on a deeper level happens, just allowing water to flow over you. Have you seen, suppose you are very tense on a particular day, when you go and stand under the shower, you don't want to come out, you want to just stay there for some time. Those 3 minutes or 5 minutes in the shower hasn't solved any problem in your life, but when you come out, it looks like it's gone. You're like born fresh. Have you noticed this? You feel it's all gone because all that's happening is, this is largely 2/3 of it is water. If just water flows on this, certain things will change.
We hope this video has been a source of inspiration for you. Be sure to check out our other content and share your wisdom with the world.